Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. We are now at the Eastern Palace, the first real dungeon of the game. We've been sent here to find one of the three pendants by the Elder Sahasrahla, and we will have to bring that pendant back to him to get more info out of him, as well as to, well, complete our goal of getting the three pendants. Music here is really good, by the way. Also, in case you can't tell, you just pick up the pots, you throw them, you find the switch, you step on it, you go through the middle door because the sides are dead ends. And these little weird looking coral things just move around randomly, and, well, you can just take them out. And that right there to my left, it is a floor switch. You step on it, you open the doors that you both came through and the one that you're going to go through. Now here, we want to avoid getting hit by the balls as we go to the north here. There is a big ball. If you're not fast enough, you will have to move the gaps in the sides in order to avoid it. Now, from here on out, we can either go west or east. There is a floor switch for both of the doors. Let's go ahead and hit it and go to the west first. Now, if you swing at these bluish skeletons, they leap backwards. If you trap them near a wall, or if you hit them with the whirling blade, you'll be able to hit them, and if you use the whirling blade, you'll be able to take them out completely. There are 4 more skeletons here. Managed to take care of one of them just out of the blue, just out of nowhere, just by throwing a pot at it. They never see the pots coming, so don't worry about them trying to dodge it. And once you destroy all these skeletons, you'll be able to make your way north and open this chest, which I believe contains the compass. You found the compass! Now you can pinpoint the lair of the dungeon's evil master. There will be a compass in every major dungeon in the game, so be on the lookout for it. And if you approach this and press A, you'll be able to get a message from Sahasrahla. Link, it is I, Sahasrahla. I can talk to you telepathically when you touch these tiles. Here is a hint. You can use a treasure hidden in this palace to defeat armored foes. And we won't be able to go to the south unless we take another path. We'll be coming from that direction rather than going to it. And there is a big treasure chest. It is bigger than all the rest. If you approach it and press A, the game will tell you that you need the big key in order to open it. Just like with the compass, there is a big key in every major dungeon. There are always 3 things you need to look for. A map, which we found in Hyrule Castle, a compass, and a big key. And while you don't necessarily need the bow and arrow to defeat these guys, I can't believe I approached them. These guys take a lot of damage if you don't have the bow and arrow. Speaking of which, the bow and arrow is the treasure for this dungeon, spoiler alert. And we might as well just go ahead and go to the west here. Also, I can use the magic powder to turn these anti-fairies into fairies. And if I had a free bottle, I would be able to capture a fairy and keep it in a bottle. And in one of these spots is a key, we will be needing it to enter the door to the west. For now, though, let's get out of here so that way we can use the key. And now we're back over here, where the balls were. We're now on the second floor here. And to the north is a big is a big keyhole. We need the big key in order to open the door with the big keyhole. And sadly, we do not have it quite yet. Also, by destroying all the enemies here, the anti-fairies will spread out and stop crowding around this pot, which contains a switch underneath. You hit the button, you get a chest, you open the chest, you get the big key. You got the big key! This is the master key of the dungeon. It can open many locks that small keys cannot. And let's see where this door will take us. Ah! It'll take us back to where this path was, and then we're able to go back west, open the big chest, and get the bow and arrow. Of course, you'd better be ready when you open this big chest, because I forgot to mention the message you get when you get the bow. I kind of went to it too fast. By the way, as I was saying, you want to be ready when you open the chest containing the bow, because those skeletons will pop up, and you will just have to play keep away with the skeleton heads of the skeletons that drop down. They do fly away after a while, and thankfully you never have to deal with those enemies again. Also, that's the bow and arrow in action. You equip it. It's one of the weapons that you use with Y. When you have it equipped, you just look at an enemy and you shoot the bow and you kill it. That's pretty much it. Now, what is to the right? Is there anything that I'm missing? Oh, we've already been there. Well, I'm not worried. I couldn't tell if I had missed anything. Also, you definitely don't want to get hit by the anti-fairies, because not only do you lose health, you also lose magic power, too. I do want to go over to that direction, though. That is a thing that I do want to do before I go everywhere. Before I go to the north to that door that I opened with the big key, because I know for a fact that the map is going to be there. So let's go ahead and retrace our steps this way. And we should be able to head back to where we fought these guys. Hopefully I'll be able to get some hearts in some way. Not even one here? Well, we do get one here. Good. And from here, we can just retrace our steps. And we can finally take the other path. Do want to make sure that I cover these two rooms because, well, I am going to need the map. Open it just like you did on the western door. And now we have two rooms that we can go to. I'm pretty sure one of them is going to be a trap and the other one's going to have the map in it. Ah. That just leads to nothing. Well, the map's in that chest, but we can't reach it from that door. And I'm getting quite a lot of rupees going through here. So now, I'm going to find a switch underneath the pot, hit it without getting hit by the anti-fairy, and we can finally get the map. And with that, we can finally go over to the west side, finally retrace all our steps, go back to the room that we unlocked, across from the bow and arrow, fight these guys again. And apparently the game can't seem to make up its mind if it wants to give me three enemies or 4. Sometimes I got 3, sometimes I got 4. Maybe I always got 4 and I just managed to destroy 1 immediately. Also, why did I read that telepathic tile? I don't need it. Now, before we go to the north, we can drop down here and fall into an area. We can get 2 fairies. I could grab the fairy now, and put it in a bottle, but, well, I still have a bee in a bottle. I want to show that off eventually. But if you hit either of the tiles, of the gold tiles on the floor that are moving, you'll be sent back to this room, and you can go north again. And we are now in a sort of dark room. Let's go ahead and light this place up a little bit. And then equip the bow and arrow. Thankfully, when you have the bow and arrow equipped, you can take care of these guys in one shot, which is good because one of these guys has the key. Now, I don't know why I thought I had the lamp equipped. I didn't. If we go over here, we can get a bunch of rupees while trying to stay away from the anti-fairies. So we're practically loaded for this point in the game. And now I can throw that pot to the side. Oh. And then I can go up another floor. Now we need to find another switch and hopefully not get hit at the same time while doing it. And if I can do this just right, I can defeat these guys without taking a lot of damage. Now, there are 4 floor switches, and that was the real one. The other ones don't do anything. They're just fake floor switches. And now you have to avoid the balls while going up to the upper left switch and hitting that. And now we have a red variant of the armored guy. And apparently they don't jump away from the arrows. Also, wow, that pod had no effect on the guy. These red guys, they don't run around as long as the green guys, and you can only defeat them with the arrow. Once you take care of him, you'll be able to go to the north, where you have to face all these guys, and 2 red armored guys. So now we're going to have to equip the bow and arrow again. We'll be able to take one of them down at least, and then take down the other guy. Those guys take 2 arrows to defeat, and that's all you can do to take care of them. So now we're in the final the final room and the boss room proper. You have 6 of these large Armos Knights. I like to get in the center. When they close in, just hit them with the Whirling Blade. And then when they line up like that, be ready to hit one of them with bows and arrows. And when you get one of these guys taken care of, it's really easy to take out the other ones. And when you have one left, he will turn red, get mad, and try to stomp on you. Hit him with the bow and arrow when he lands, and you'll eventually take him down. When you beat this boss, you'll get an art container, and you will get the green pendant. So we got one of these dungeons down, and we have 2 more to go. You won the Pendant of Courage. Take it to Sahasrahla. 2 pendants remain. And we are automatically sent out of the dungeon, and our health is completely refilled. So we got quite a bit of a treasure haul out of this area. Hundreds of rupees. We finally have a bow and arrow. We now have 6 hearts. And we have the Pendant of Courage, so now we just need to go to the Elder's hideout and then tell him, hey, we got the pendant. Oh? You got the Pendant of Courage. Now we'll tell you more of the legend. 3 or 4 generations ago, an order of knights protected the royalty of the Hylia. These knights of Hyrule were also guardians of the Pendant of Courage. Unfortunately, most of them were destroyed in the Great War against evil that took place when the 7 wise men created their seal. Among the descendants of the Knights of Hyrule, a hero must appear. I see. Link, I believe you. You should get the remaining pendants, and carry this with you. This is a treasure passed down by the families of the wise men. I want you to have it. And we have the Pegasus boots, or the Pegasus shoes. Now you can execute a devastating dash attack. Hold the A button for a short time, so all you have to do... a helpful item is hidden in the cave on the east side of Lake Hylia. Get it. As I was saying, all you have to do, now that you have the Pegasus shoes equipped, you can just hold A, and after a second, you will be able to run. You can do a dashing attack that will do quite a bit of damage to enemies. But they can also allow you to do other things as well. So, now that we are done with this area, it's time to head back to Kakariko Village, I think. Because there are some things that we can do now. And I keep forgetting that I can do this. Just run from one area to another. And I might as well just go ahead and show off the attack bee. The attack bee doesn't seem all that useful. And he flew away. You can recatch him and rebottle him. I didn't really feel like doing it. Because I do want to use the bottle for something else. But other than that, you don't really need to be honest. And where am I going? Ah. Okay, you know what? I might as well go ahead and go down this route while I'm at it, because there is a thing that I can do that doesn't involve outrunning an arrow. Did I go down there? I think I did. Yeah, I believe I went down there in the last video. Yeah, I believe I did. That just took you to a large ferry, though. There is a thing that we can do near Sanctuary. I just need to get into the proper area before I can do that. Thankfully, it's not hard to get to. All you have to do is just go over here and run into this set of rocks with the Pegasus shoes. You'll open up a little underground passage. This leads to a heart piece. That is the 6th one that we have found in the game so far, I believe. So we're now halfway to another heart container. And I might as well just go ahead and go north just to show these guys off. We'll be going here a little bit later. A little bit later. There's a large magic decanter that completely fills up the magic meter. And if it doesn't, it really gives you a lot of magic. That much is known. And due to this rock being in the way, we cannot take this path to Death Mountain. We do, however, want to go to the north, and I believe one of these guys, yep, there's a monster underneath that bush. Maybe it's nothing, but this tree feels kind of strange as we cut it. Yo, Link, a mysterious fog has recently fallen over the forest. We have to be careful. We will have to remember this tree for later, because it will be cut later in the game. You can also go into the woodcutter's house if you want to, though there's really nothing of use over there. But we can refill our health with 2 hearts. Why not? And I believe there's a thing here. Ah. It looks like we're going to have to find a way to get to that heart piece later. Right now, though, we can't get it. Nevertheless, it is important to show off because, well, we won't be able to get some things until later in the game, unfortunately. For now, though, I want to go to Kakariko Village again. I know I'm past the 20-minute limit here, but that I impose upon myself, but I do want to do some things and show some things off. First of all, there should be a guy that was running earlier. There he is. Wait for him to start running, and I was barely able to catch him. I can't believe you caught me! With your speed, it must have been easy to kidnap Zelda. You don't look like such a bad guy, though. Anyway, because you have such quick feet, it might be a good idea to run and bash into many things. For example, the trees in this village have many useful things hanging in their branches. Well, just try it, okay? And you can find things by running into trees with the Pegasus shoes. Also, by using the magic powder on this old woman. I'm about to say you could transform her into a fairy, but since I was standing too close, you don't get to see the fairy. It is there, though. And I believe I want to go over to the place with all the bushes near the house in case I manage to find another fairy. In case I do catch one, I do want to grab it with the bug catching net, and well, that apparently doesn't seem to be the case. But if you run into this one, this tree here, 5 rupees. Sometimes you can find apples that refill a heart of your life for each one. Sometimes you can find bombs in the trees that will explode on you. Other times you can, like, run into a tree and a whole swarm of bees will come out of it. And, of course, those bees will attack you. Oh, yes, that's what I was wanting to do. I wanted to go south from here. No, wait. Before I do that. I do want to go into this area and use the magic powder on this chicken. Turn him into a person. Cluck, cluck, what? You turned me into a human. I can even speak. Aha, it must be you who is always teasing my friends. The weathercock is always watching you harass them. Well, this human shape is uncomfortable for me. Ah, I want to be a chicken again. Cluck, cluck. And you can't transform this guy back, and you can't talk to him again. Matter of fact, you go through him if you do. And what else is there to do? There's another chicken here. No, not here. One of the houses had another chicken in it. But you can't really do anything with that chicken if I remember correctly. I do want to go back to the library though, because if I run into the bookcase, or the bookshelf, with the Pegasus shoes, I can get the Book of Medora. You can use it to read the ancient language of the Hylia. We will need this to enter the next dungeon, by the way. And what else is there to do? Doesn't seem like much. Nope. I was going to go into this one later, but I realized there is nothing really to get out of that game that is useful. There is another game like it later on, where you get a heart piece, but that isn't until later in the game. And there's not much else left that we can do at this point, as far as I'm aware. So for now, I want to fight this guy off, and then go into Link's house and call this one a video. Let's go into the house a little bit there. That's better. Anyway, join me next time, where I go into the second dungeon of the game. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!